Hi there, welcome to my channel. Today it's the 4th of January. We just got back to our weekly classes, Pilates. So I just had my class with my group on Zoom. That was very nice to come back to some normality. So what I want to do in this short video is first of all to work on the connection between our shoulder and our hand, and to realize this connection, and then to do a little bit of a kind of like a drill of really stretching and working the wrist. A lot of us have arthritis as we get older in the wrist and also in the fingers, and there are ways that we don't often stretch. There is the need to stretch. People that exercise on all four, when they do Pilates, they say, oh, I can't put weight on my hands. So we do need to work in here in the wrist. There are loads of little bones. And sometimes we really need to circle the hands so these bones will be a bit more lubricated. And we rarely do. The fingers, as we get older, they become more and more, like rounded and less able to stretch. And now, because I am a dancer, I use my hands a lot. So I'm used to work with my hands. But this kind of emphasize for me when I see other people older than me that really struggling with basic stuff, it's kind of highlighted that really maybe we should all have a little work for our wrist. We're working the legs, we're working the core, we're working the arms. What about my wrist? This will also be very useful for people who play tennis, badminton, golf, anything that means that you're doing the same repetitive move with your hand and your wrist, and you're usually using a specific arm to do the same move. And of course, any people that working on all day long on the computer, on the mouse, that's really handy. So first of all, before I start the actual drill, I just want you to realize the connection between your shoulder and your hand. So if you can take one arm and stretch it away from you and also stretch the fingers, it's quite important that the fingers will be stretched open and stretched. And then with the other hand, just put it on top of that shoulder, the top on the shoulder where it's round. And I want you to think, and maybe the best way to do when you are on your own is to have a look at the crease of your arm, where the crease of the elbow here, because you want to have, so currently, if that's not clear from the video, the back of my arm at the moment is facing the ceiling. And I am going to take that shoulder and move it forward. And then my back of my arm is now facing you, but I'm going to move this shoulder up and back, up and back. It's like this. And then you will see that it's changing where my arm is going, where my arm is going, where the crease of my hand, where my hand is going. The reason is that it's important because I don't want you to just use your hand without moving it from the shoulder. They are connected. So again, my shoulder is going forward, and that will mean that the crease of my hand will move. For all of us, especially if we are older, maybe we have changed our anatomy by now. So I don't want to tell you where the crease of your hand should be, because you will try to achieve it and you will just cause yourself damage, wherever it is. So this is me with the shoulder forward, and now I'm taking it, I literally take it up, and then I'm taking it back, and you're probably going to click a lot when you do that. And then what I want you to do is create that motion that the shoulder and the arm, they are reacting together to that move going forward. So when my shoulder is forward, my hand is kind of like as if someone twisted your arm, yeah? And then take it up, take it back, and change the position of your arm. So something like that is really good. A few of these Really, really good. And my arm is very strong. My hand stretched. I can't even bend my fingers, completely stretched. So that's very important that it will be stretched and your whole arm will react as one. So I would like you, before you start to do a few of these, you will click like mad if you've never done it before, but you're going to release a lot of tension around your shoulders by doing that. And then release it, because it kind of will feel everywhere. Okay. I'm going to do it with the other side. So now you know it's very important how you stand as well. Lift your heart. I call it lift the heart up. And again, shoulder. It's like someone is pulling it to go forward, like twisting my arm. Yeah, go forward. So it's twisting my arm, but without bending it. And then I take the shoulder up and back, and I turn the palm of my hand. So the shoulder is forward and all of my arm is twisting kind of back, and then the shoulder will go back and my arm will be coming to face, the palm of my hand now is facing the ceiling. So one more time. So get used to that it will happen from the whole of your arm. The whole of your arm will turn. And then roll your shoulders and relax. Now I'm going to put some music and we will work on the wrist. But it's important to understand the connection between the shoulders and the wrist. So let's start. Again, very important as much as possible that your hands will be stretched rather than floppy. Yeah, the fingers. Yeah. So let's start. Right. So the first thing that I do, I really stretch my fingers. I don't know if you can see, really stretch. Open them and stretch. Really strong. You can do it seated as well if you've got a problem and you can't really stand. Doesn't mean you can't do something with your upper body. Now when you do it properly, with force, your hand will become tired very quickly. You might be only able to do 5 and you will think, oh my God, I'm used to it, so I can go on forever. But we will do 10, 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. You need to be in a lot of discomfort around your wrist. And your hand should feel, oh my God, they're so tired. And that's very normal. Okay? Now, we start stretching 1 hour. I'm going to the side. My shoulder is going back and down. And I'm working on my hand. Now I'm not opening it, but I am stretched with my finger. Imagine there is a wall. Most of us lost the ability to have that nearly 90 degrees angle. We can just about be here. So that's something to realize. Yeah? So you do what you can, but hopefully it's going to get better. And then it's like I'm pressing something. So now I'm trying to create the 90 degrees like that. It's not exactly 90 degrees, but what your body will do is this. Your fingers will not want to be stretched here. You will not want. It's okay. So let's say that this is your range with straight fingers, and this is your range. And that's your range. If you feel a stretch in here, yeah, that's fine. Hopefully you build it up. Up and down. Up, down. Up, down. Up. We have 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax because it will feel painful. Other side. I start from here. I always lift your heart. Always shoulders back, like up and back. I go. have 4. Also pay attention if your hands, one arm has one hand better movement, better range, and the other one doesn't have. So think about that as well. And relax. Okay. I'm taking it to the next level. I do it from the side on purpose. Again, I'm up, shoulder is down. Take the palm of your hand to the back. So the palm of your hand, my hand, placing my curtains. Stretch your fingers now. You can open them, stretch them all the way. So it's like, that's what I do. So I'm showing you from the side. And again, your body will not want to do it. Your body will just do that. Definitely not with stretch fingers. You will not want to have that stretch. You will not want to have it. So try and do, even if you only do 2 to start with. Now, I'm going back, down, and I'm back. So now all of my arm is turning, like we did before. In, turn, out, scoop it, and lift. Scoop in, and out. Scoop down, and out. In, down, out, down. By now, I'm sure that you are in severe pain. I don't feel much because I'm doing it a lot. But have a rest when it's like, oh, that's so painful. Yeah? And if you are in pain in here, and in here, and in the shoulder, it's not a bad thing. This is kind of some pain, sometimes it's good. Again, other side. I start with my palm of my hand to the curtains. It goes back. Another thing that will happen, because you will try to keep your hands straight, because your body will not, where you want to do this, what will happen is that if your hand is straight, you will want to bend your elbow. Your body will want to bend something, and you try to do your best not to. So if your range of motion is very small, I prefer that, than you doing more and then bending everything. You're not going to build mobility by being bent. Now I'm going all the way. I scoop, like I say to my students, as if you're scooping from the ice cream. Yeah, you scoop it. I scoop and lift, in and out. Scoop, in. In, scoop, out, one last, and relax. Now everything will ache, your shoulders and everything, you're going to feel it because it's hard to keep the arms straight. Give it a shake. Give it a shake.